Hi, I'm Susie from Women's Fight News, and I'm here today in Newport in St.Josephs Boxing Club, and I'm here with Welsh boxer Monique Bux. So she's actually having a debut on the 4th of June on the Matchroom card of Joe Cordina. So thank you very much for welcoming me to the gym.
Hey, nice to meet you. All good, no problem.
And how are you?
I'm good, yeah, feeling great, feeling ready. Like, it's a short notice fight, but I feel like I've been in the gym for a good couple of months surrounded by all really good fighters and my coach and stuff, so it's a good opportunity and I've just gripped it. I'm just like, yeah, get me in there.
Yeah, because I was going to say, because your debut was originally going to be on the 25th in Cardiff in the Vale. So now you suddenly got this opportunity to be on the big Matchroom card in the Motorpoint Arena.
It's like, to be honest, like a dream come true. I remember going to I met you at the Liam Williams card, and I went to the public, the weigh-in, and I remember meeting you and I'm thinking, this just feels all like, it's close, like no matter what show I was going to be on, I knew it was going to be me soon, so it's just amazing to think that I'm going to be on a massive show, like a big platform like that. It's a great opportunity. Thanks to Lee Eaton as well, so obviously, big up for Lee Eaton. Yeah.
And what a show to come to Cardiff for you to experience with Clarissa there and the energy, like you said.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was to see Clarissa Shields in person. She had a big character about her, big energy, and it's good for women's boxing. It's nice to see like the women shining. She was like for me, when she walked out, it was kind of like the next best thing to, the main fight card. Obviously she was fighting for unification, but the energy when she walked out was amazing, so it's good.
Definitely. So come the 4th of June.
Yeah, come 4th of June. Yeah, I'm staying humble, but obviously I'm there to do a job and obviously, to hopefully make an impression as well, because I'm going to be surrounded by so many promoters and so many good fighters. So yeah, obviously I'll come into boxing not just to get a rounds in, but to obviously make some of myself as well.
Yeah. So obviously you fight at Super Middleweight, and with that division, I think you talked about before in other interviews that it's difficult to get sort of the opponents. So do you have any idea about your opponent that's coming up?
No, I don't know what my opponent is yet. I think they're working it out. I think they're flying her from Africa. So she's from Africa. So obviously respect to her for coming over and taking the fight as well. But yeah, there is a lack of opponents. I think is in general in women. I think that obviously the lower the weight you go, the more competition there is. The higher the weight you go, the less. Hopefully that will change. More women will come out the woodworks and want to box. I just think that it's kind of like you get people starting off, they've had 2 fights and they're kind of inactive and they like kind of skips to like the world champions. There's no kind of middle ground with it, but hopefully like it'll change. So yeah,
definitely. For me, I'm super excited to be interviewing you because obviously at this weight, I want to see more talent, more depth. So it's fantastic to see you coming out and having your debut.
Thank you very much. Yeah, can't wait. Electric.
And then we're also discussing how you're still down for the 25th, but you're not sure about whether that's going to go ahead or not, depending on an opponent.
Yeah, it's all a waiting game really, like with boxing. I could be fighting on the 25th. Hopefully I can, manifest it and in my head be 2-0 by the end of June. That's how I see it. But I just got to wait. In my head I'm still fighting on the 25th. No one said otherwise, but we'll see. I'm thinking about the 4th right now. That's all I can think about, and then once that's over I'll just think about the next fight.
Yeah, definitely. So just thinking about middleweight, you were saying about how in super middleweight sort of the lack of opponents. You were saying to me just before we started live on the interview that in your amateur days you'd really struggled with trying to find the opponents, and that really put you off.
Yeah. When I was in my old gym, my trainer, bless him, he did message me the other day and he said he felt emotional and stuff, because to be honest he tried to get me fights for about a year and a half, and he'd see me in the gym, like sometimes like the last time I was due to have a fight I actually cried because I worked so hard, and then it was just like she dropped out, and I was just getting frustrated. Like in sparring I didn't know where I was at. Obviously I was carrying the weight around because it's just hard to do the weight cut if you haven't got anything in mind. And I think it was just, the amateur for me wasn't great at all. I had lack of fights. When I entered the Welsh, I had to walk over because again, I turned up and there was no one there. And then when I went to obviously trial, they were like, you're too heavy, like, there's not going to be no one to fight you, and we can't expect you to come down to, 5-10 kg in like 2 weeks. So there was just, I felt like the doors were closing, and I just felt like my last straw was to come to Tony. I knew in my head, I was like, right, okay, I'm going to go to Tony. and if he kind of says, you know, you're not good enough, kind of stick to doing whatever you do outside of the gym, I would have just took it humbly, because it was just like the last straw for me. So yeah, I'm blessed to be in this position, really. Yeah, it just happened like really quick, so yeah, it's good. It's amazing.
Yeah, because I'm going to say, then Tony said, yep, you're good enough, and
I mean, obviously,
get you down to the right way, get you the fights, and you got Lee on board.
Yeah, obviously, like, I believe in myself, but at the same time, there was so many like obstacles that at that point, I'd kind of not like given up, but I was kind of like at the point where I needed someone to say, you know, you've got potential, at least, to say something like that. Yeah. So it was nice. I know obviously all the boys in the gym are amazing. They all help me, and they're all supportive as well, because there's no other women here. But like, I get my rounds in, they know not to like beat me up, but sometimes they'll like, you know, that's how it goes in sparring. But it's just good. Yeah, it's good to be surrounded by so many people. It's like a family in this gym. So it's like I always feel comfortable, and I'm always ready to come to the gym in the morning. Like, everyone's like really super friendly, and we all have a like proper laugh in here. So it's good.
That's nice. Wicked. And in terms of sparring, do you have any female sparring at all? Is it all men? So
yeah, I want to say shout out to Lindsay from Swindon, Lindsay Merritt. I think it is Lindsay Merritt, but I don't want to get her name wrong. But Lindsay, she come down a couple of weeks ago to help me. She's a really good girl, and yeah, she's tough as well. So it's nice to have like, you know, different opponents that obviously like bring different styles, especially women, because they do fight differently to the men. It's a faster pace, so yeah, I need the women to see where I'm at as well. There's no point sparring men all the time, but most of it is men. Most of it is the men from my gym, but equally they all bring different styles. So if they need to fight on the back foot, or they need to come forward, they'll do that for me to cater to what I need. So yeah, I've had good sparring. It's just that obviously, you know, it's my first fight. I've got to just go into it confident. That's how I see it, really.
And for no one who's seen you fighting, what would you say your style's like?
I feel like I'm still learning my style, if I'm being completely honest. But I'd say that, you know, my jab is definitely, I've got a long reach, quite long arms. So I'd say my jab is key. I've been told I got a powerful right hand. And yeah, like I feel like I can box, and I feel like if I need to bring the fight, I'll bring the fight. But I just want to be sensible with it and go through the rounds and see what happens. But whatever's in front of me, I'll be prepared for it. So yeah, that's all I can say.
And obviously not looking past your debut, but have you got anybody sort of, you know, any opponents, future opponents you've got your eye on, anybody you'd like to share the ring with?
I'd say, like I said earlier, I want to do some rounds with some of the top dogs, in terms of even if they come over to the UK to get some sparring, like Franchon. I spoke to her a couple of times. She's proper sound, like lovely woman. So yeah, it'd be nice to get some rounds in with her, to get experience. And to be honest, anyone that's willing to jump in the ring, get some experience with me, and for me to, you know, take from them, I'd love to do some rounds with loads of the top fighters, really. Yeah. Give a sense of where I'm at as well. So, and then hopefully when I go through the ranks, we'll make some fights.
Yeah, definitely. So I was going to ask you, what got you into boxing in the first place? Because you said you're 32 now. Mm-hmm. So what age were you when you first started getting into it?
I was really young, but when I started, I swear to you, I was getting told to leave gyms. Not in a bad way, but like they didn't train women, you know. Okay. So it was kind of like they wouldn't let me spar and stuff like that. It was kind of like, oh no, we don't really like mix the sparring and stuff like that. Yeah. So it was really hard. I started off, and my dad's was a boxing instructor, into his fitness. So I kind of got into it from a young age. But it was kind of like, oh, I don't really want you to box, don't want you to spoil your face, all that. It wasn't like it is now, you know. Unfortunately, but it's come a long ways. That's all that matters. Yeah. I've had like a tough journey with boxing. It's been like a love-hate thing, because of obviously, like I said, it's just been lack of women. So it's like, it's hard when you walk into a gym full of men and they kind of like, and I think that's just breaking the mindset of people. Yeah. Like, and obviously now it's a lot more accepted. Yeah. Like if a girl walks into the gym and she wants to box, no one's gonna turn up, like look at her in a strange way and be like, no. They're gonna welcome her into the gym. So it's good. It's all about change, isn't it? So
because it's easy to forget how not that long ago how bad it really was. Yeah. And the prejudice against the women doing it, because you think the last 2 years has just boomed the sport, but before that, like you say.
I mean, like I mentioned in another interview, I was watching that Nicola Adams documentary, and it's amazing because I remember that type of thing happening to me, and you like Jane Crouch and stuff. I've walked into gyms and it's been, they haven't been like really horrible to me, but they have told me like to kind of like leave, but in a different way. Just I wasn't there to be made to feel comfortable. It was kind of like, if I, for example, I remember jumping on a bag with one of the boys, and I was like, oh, what are we doing? And he was like, oh, you'll have to find another bag. And I was like, okay. So it's kind of like they just shied away from it, any type of woman in the gym. It was kind of like a man's space. Yeah. But again, it's changed. So that's all we need to focus on. It's good that it's come a long way, and encourage more young people to get into the sport, young women to get into the sport. Definitely. And just women empowerment at the end of the day, and it's about getting more women in the sport. Definitely. Yeah.
And the fact that you can come to this gym, be the only female, and feel so comfortable now.
Yeah, I mean,
and feel like a family.
That's what I mean. There has been other fighters, the other female fighters in the gym. Tony's trained Ashley Brace. She's a really, really good champion. And there's been others as well in the gym. So, it's not like they accept anyone in this gym. Roger, they're all really good coaches and lovely people. So anyone's, any females welcome into the gym really. And obviously I'm here, so it'd be nice to have another female in the gym. Anyone my weight that wants to come down, I need some sparring now. It'd be good.
But I understand also boxing isn't your only passion. You've got your music in your life.
Yeah, I do music as well. Yeah, I feel like it's kind of like, it's mad because the music always gone like hand in hand with boxing. I've always like DJ'd and sung as well, so I've always like been around, like when they've had like fight cards in Cardiff or wherever, they've always come like after. I've met loads of like the big fighters, so it's nice. It's like I'm on the flip side of it now. I'll be going like, and hopefully celebrating, and it'd be good. It's like entertainment industry, it works hand in hand, don't it? So that's my other passion and my other other job, as you would say.
And you've been pretty successful in the job, I understand, because you've released singles. You've been in a band before.
I'm in a band. Yeah, I mean, I just love music as well. It's always been in my family, sports and music hand in hand since I was a little girl, really. So it's just nice to have the both. It's nice to have other stuff going on outside of anything you do, really. Just mix it up, but.
Definitely. Yeah. And I heard you talking about you haven't decided on your ring walk song yet, but obviously being big into music, it's going to be a big thing.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone says to me, you're a DJ, you should be able to know this. But I've been like for weeks thinking, I don't know what song I'm going to work out to. I've envisioned it, but I'll get it right. I'll get a song. Yeah, it should be good.
And in terms of, obviously you've been around boxing your whole life. Who's your boxing inspirations? It could be male or female.
I got so many. Male, I'd say Pernell Whitaker, because his movement, his defence. I like old school boxers. Like I've always like studied like the Cuban boxes and the loose and heavy style. I love all that. And then obviously like you've got to shout out all the Layla Ali, for obviously she's like the top. For me, she's inspired me when I was younger. Like Jane Crouch, so obviously. She paved the way for women's boxing in my eyes anyway. So Nicola Adams, and even the Welsh boxers are coming through now, like all the Welsh Olympians and stuff. You've got Lauren Price. She's going to do amazing. So it'd be good to share some rounds with her as well, get some knowledge. She's Welsh and is
being middleweight. You could be helpful for each other.
Yeah, exactly. And she's amazing. I've always watched her career as an Olympian. And I look up to her. So it'd be good to get some knowledge as well. So so there's so many. I mean, there's so many boxes in there. I'd be here all day naming. But I mean, anyone that steps in the ring, respect any type of level of boxing is. It's not an easy sport, is it? So.
No, it's exciting as well. Like you say, pushing Welsh boxing forward.
Yeah, exactly.
Both you and Lauren now having your debuts.
Yeah, exactly, definitely. I mean, obviously, big up to Joe Cordino as well. That's one of my oldest friends. Before he even got into boxing, we used to kick ball together. We used to play football. He was amazing as well. I always thought he was going to be a footballer. So to see him fighting for a world title is amazing.
Oh, so how lovely if you both do it on the same card together.
Amazing, honestly. It's a blessing, to be honest. When I actually seen the post, I was like, whoa, you can't get any better than that in my home city. So it's just, it's amazing.
Really nice.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, controversial one. I've brought it up a little bit before. I was like, well, I'm going to have to ask you, because we ask everyone, 2 or 3 minute rounds.
I'd like to say 3.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's going to be my debut, so I haven't actually been. I've had obviously amateur fights, but I haven't been as a pro. I haven't been in that ring yet.
Yeah.
So, you know, this is just off not experiencing it for the first time. Yeah. But when I spar 3-minute rounds, you get more time to measure your range, to be calculated with your shots, plant your feet and relax a bit more.
Yeah.
And show off your skills, because I feel like when I spar 3-minute rounds, and then I do 2-minute rounds. So I do 3 3s, 3 2s. And then obviously the pace is different. So when you're 2-minute rounds, you have to kind of like go out, or everything's boom, boom, boom. Yeah. When you're free, you can plant your feet, you can look about. If you're a boxer and you like to calculate your shots and set your shots, 2-minute rounds probably not enough to do that. Yeah. So I mean, it's kind of, I'd say 3-minute rounds. I feel like they're easier, even though they're longer. Yeah. You get more time to feel out your opponent. So I think that. Yeah, you're right, because there's some argument that say that it's to go suddenly from 2 10s to 3 12s is extreme. But then, like you say, you wouldn't be throwing as many punches, but in the early minutes, you'd be, like you said, feeling things out. Yeah, I mean, obviously the fitness aspect of it will be very different. You know, when I seen like people like Selby or Gavin Gwynn training for, the title fights and stuff like that. Yeah, the fitness is completely different to if you was a woman training for a fight, because you're going longer, you're going longer over the rounds. You have to be more fitter, more durable, and you can't wear it down. Because obviously I did watch the Katie Taylor and Serrano fight, and people were quite critical of it, like saying, oh yeah, but if it was 3-minute rounds, she would have lost. But you can't see it like that, because in their head, they knew it was 2-minute rounds. Yeah. So they're going to empty the tank with the time that they've got. If they had 3-minute rounds, they would have been more calculated with it. They would have boxed each other a bit more, like, it wouldn't have been so boom, 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 boom. I would have expected them to put on more of a show and be a bit more wary with each other's shots, but 2-minute rounds don't really allow you to do that, do it? Yeah. You're trying to win the rounds as clear as you can. Yeah. So yeah, I think that fitness-wise, if women were prepared mentally, they'd have to step up their game, but give them a chance to. Yeah. Give us a chance to. Yeah. Basically. I wanted to give you some fight predictions. Yeah. So obviously we just discussed saying the big one's just been signed. So we've got Michaela Mayer versus Alicia Baumgardner for most of the belts at Super Feather. Yeah, yeah. So who have you got with that? It's a difficult one, because I'll be completely honest with you. I've only seen a couple of fights of both of the girls, and they're both extremely talented. They're both, for me, they both really got really good boxing IQ, and they're both tough, and they're not scared to take a shot. So it'd be a difficult one for me to judge. Obviously, I know I've seen the Terry Harper fight, but again, anything can happen in boxing. She got hit with a clean shot. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It would be hard for me to judge that fight. I'll have to go and watch them again, and I'll let you know. Yeah, it is a really tough one to judge. It'd be a good fight though. Yeah, because you see on like Twitter and social media, people are split. Yeah, it's like it is. Normally, I'm really good at fight predictions. I'll always be like, third round, this person, that person. But this one, I really don't know. Yeah. It's just I'm torn between the two. Only because, like I said, they're boxing IQ. Both of them are really, really, really good boxers. Like, they can box and they can fight as well. Yeah. It's like stars make fights, but they both equally got it all, and they come from good stables as well. So it'd be a difficult one to judge. But another one that's tough to judge that I'm gonna have to ask you is Shields Marshall. Oh no, that's a really tough one, isn't it? Oh, that's a hard one to judge. You've gone with the good questions on the spot. I mean, so Clarissa Shields, I watched her against Cozen. Really, really good, sharp. She got that She got that team money. She got that the money style, the Mayweather style. It's very like, the Philly like guard and the fast jab, and you could see she's obviously got that thoroughbred Olympian style. But then with Savannah Marshall, she's got that loose and heavy. She's technical. She's a knockout puncher. It'd be difficult. Styles make fights again. Yeah. it'd be a hard one to call. A lot of people are saying Savannah Marshall because you've seen her knock out more people. Clarissa Shields doesn't tend to knock out her opponents, but she wins convincingly on rounds. So I think that if Savannah Marshall is to win, and she would need to walk her down and constantly pressure Clarissa so she can't get a jab off.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's a tough one to judge, because I think people were they're extreme with their decisions on this one. I think people are saying Savannah Marshall, but you never know, because like Carissa's got that fast jab, and Savannah's quite hands down. She's fluent.
Can she get caught?
That's the thing. Can she get caught? You've asked me 2 really good questions here. I feel pressured. I'd like to say Savannah Marshall because she got a knockout power, but then I don't know. Clarissa Shields she's the GOAT, man. She's got that fast, elusive. She's obviously training with like the money team, and each time I see her, she's looking more like Floyd in and out. So it'd be interesting. I can't wait to see the fight.
Yeah.
It's a big fight for women's boxing and boxing in general.
Yeah.
So
hopefully we'll see that sign soon.
Yeah, I'll definitely put a bet on it though, and if I'm right, I'll let you know. We'll split the money.
There we go. Right, well, it's been absolutely lovely to speak to you. And good luck for next week.
Thank you very much.
Pro debut, 4th of June. Tune in on Dazn. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please hit like. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future content, and why not check out any other videos on the channel. You can follow Women's Fight News on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.